Do you want to become a flight attendant and want to know how to ace the phone and video interview? Keep watching this video to find out how. Hi, my name is Bree. I'm a flight attendant here in Australia, and on YouTube I post a lot of flight attendant and fashion related content. So if that interests you, let's be friends. Click the subscribe button. This video is part 2 of a 5-part series that I'm doing about how to become a flight attendant. In the first video, I talk about the requirements to become a flight attendant, how to actually apply, and some resume secrets. So definitely check out that video if that interests you. As I said, this video I'm going to be talking about how to ace the video and phone interview. So you've sent your resume to the company that you want to work for and you get a reply back. That reply is either one of these 4 things. Either 1 is to sit down and do a phone interview. Number 2 is to do a video interview. Number 3 is to do an online questionnaire. Or 4, make a video answering a question. This stage is really dependent on the airline that you actually apply for. Every airline does it a bit differently. So I'm going to go through these 4 different stages for you so that you can be prepared for whatever option the airline that you're applying for picks. So obviously I'm a flight attendant here in Australia, and this video is directed at the Australian market, but it does really apply to every market, because I'm sure in America or in Europe that you will be doing video interviews or phone interviews when you get to the second stage of the application process. So I am on a layover in Brisbane. If you want to watch more vlog style content, then I have that type of content on my YouTube channel, so definitely go check that out. But this video is going to be quite informative, so I really hope that it helps you. These types of videos really helped me when I was applying to become a flight attendant. Okay, let's talk about the phone interview. So dependent on the airline, the phone interview will go for 10 to 20 minutes. And what's great about a phone interview is that you don't really have to do like your hair and makeup and dress the part. But if doing that makes you feel more confident, I definitely know that when I wear makeup or things like that, I definitely feel a lot more confident. So if that makes you feel more confident and feel more yourself, or that you're a better version of yourself, then definitely still do that. But you don't have to be worrying about those things in this interview, which is great. When you have a phone interview, cut out all your distractions. Lock yourself in your room, tell the people in your house, if you have kids or roommates or anything, tell them not to bother you from the certain period of time that the person is going to call you. Another tip is to make sure that you have good reception, and I definitely wouldn't do the interview outside because the wind can be really muffly and can really distort the sound, and it can be quite a distraction for the person interviewing you. You want them to be focusing on you, not the wind. Another tip is to listen and don't dominate the conversation. So listen and be responsive and be respectful to the person's time. Another tip is to prepare your own cheat sheet. On this cheat sheet, you can write literally whatever. You can write questions that you have for them. You can write down the most common asked interview questions and answer those questions, so that when those questions are asked, you will have a little blurb in front of you that you can kind of read off. But don't make it sound like you're reading it. Another tip is to slow down and take your time. Definitely do some research before the phone interview. So research a bit about the company, a bit about, if you know the person who's calling you, research about them, research about the role or anything like that you want to ask them. Definitely have questions, because guarantee 100% of the time at the end of the interview they're going to ask you, do you have any questions for us? And at that point you can show that you are asking questions. If you don't ask them a question, it kind of shows the interviewer that you aren't that interested in the job. So be curious and ask them questions. Definitely don't ask too many questions because you don't want to be overwhelming for them. Another tip is to resist the urge to multitask. So don't be on your phone, don't have tabs out on your computer, or have things that you're doing at the same time as the interview, because you won't be able to be as focused on the interview as you should be. So next I'm going to be talking about the video interview. The video interview is really an interesting concept. So in the video interview, you want to dress the part. Women wear makeup, wear your hair back, and wear a shirt and a blazer. Make sure your nails are done, your hair looks nice, your grooming is really nice. Put on some lipstick. For males, make sure you get a haircut like 1 or 2 days before the interview. Make sure you are shaved nicely, and that you are wearing a shirt and tie and perhaps a jacket if you want, like a blazer. I only really care about the top up. Wear trackies at the bottom or your pajamas. They're not going to see that. Or make sure that they don't see it, aka don't stand up and walk away. I'm wearing trackies. Yeah, don't stand up in the middle of the interview if you're wearing things. Anyways, I think we should all learn that from COVID and Zoom and things like that. Okay, another tip for the video interview is to make sure that you have a nice background that isn't distracting. My background's quite nice, so you know, you could do something like this. You could even just be against a blank white wall. That is great. Make sure there's nothing in the background that would put them off hiring you. So don't have you know, graphic images or offensive things in the background. Definitely just keep everything quite neutral in the background. Another tip is to make sure that your internet connection is good. The worst thing that could happen is for that internet to die and the phone interview to be over before it even started. So if you have internet issues, go to a friend's place or go to the library or go somewhere where there won't be any of those problems. A hotel's great. That's great. You could go to a hotel, really quiet, you know, nice background. In the video interview, make sure you're being really positive and polite and passionate. Those are really important things. Another tip is don't be late. So if it's at a certain time and you have to log in to something or something like that, don't be late. As a flight attendant, you can never be late. If you're late, the aircraft, you know, leaves without you or it's delayed because of you, and all those passengers are waiting on you, which is really, really bad. You get into lots of trouble for doing that, so don't be late. So as you can see, I haven't really gone into depth into answering questions in this video, so definitely subscribe, because in the fourth video of this series, I'm going to be going into depth into answering questions and what questions are going to be asked and how to answer them and things like that. So there will be questions asked in these phone or video interviews, but I'm leaving that content more for the one-on-one interview, which is the fourth stage in the application process. So definitely stick around to watch that. The next option that an airline might go for after you've submitted your application is they might ask you to do an online questionnaire. And on this online questionnaire, it will ask you a question and you answer that question with most likely to least likely. You know how some questions have like most likely, sometimes neutral, you know, often least likely, you know, that type of thing. Yeah, these questionnaires are all about the algorithm. So you need to be thinking about and answering questions in terms of showing that you have teamwork skills, that you are adaptable. Answer these questions to show that you have these qualities, because the algorithm will have picked certain answers in the questionnaire that shows that you have those skills, and that people with those skills will be answering the question in a certain way. So just think about that as you're answering the questionnaire. Obviously, you know, be true to yourself, but also know that behind a questionnaire or some sort of online quiz, there is an algorithm and a computer that then picks who they take to the next stage. Yeah, I hope that helps you. To be honest, I applied for an airline that did a questionnaire and I pretty much did like neutral for like most of them, and I didn't move on to the next stage. So definitely don't do that. Last but not least is sometimes they ask you to make a video. Airlines sometimes send you a question like, why do you want to be a flight attendant, or what does success look like to you, or anything like that. So they'll send you a question and you have to send them a video in response to that question. Definitely write out your question and know what you're going to say. The beautiful thing about video is that if you have shot something and you don't like the look of it, you can delete it. That's what I do with most of my shots. I record for like an hour, but my videos are only about 10 minutes. So there's lots that I cut out, but this is the same for the video that you send them. Record as many times as you want. delete as many times as you want until you get it perfect and you're happy with what you're going to send them. And be creative as well. Think outside the box. It's never a natural thing speaking to a camera, so I guarantee that you'll be taking multiple shots, and that's okay. Take as many as you want until you're completely happy with the final product that you're going to send them. The beauty about this is that you have full control. Also in the video, make sure that you're dressed as a flight attendant. You know, make sure your hair's done, you're wearing what a flight attendant would wear, because as a flight attendant, grooming is very important. So you need to show that you can, you know, you do have a high level of grooming in your video interviews. This is actually the stage that I went through in becoming a flight attendant. If you want to see the video that I made, DM me on Instagram, I will send it to you, but I'll only be sending it to the first 50 people that DM me. So anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Definitely subscribe and hit the bell so that you are notified when I upload the next 3 videos as part of this series. If you pass this stage in the application process, the next stage will be the assessment day, and that will be my next video. I really hope that this video helped you. If it did, give it a thumbs up so that I know that this is the type of content that is valuable. It also really helps my page. If you guys could help me, that would really be amazing, and it would mean so much to me. But I'm going to end this video here. Thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. And there's a fire truck outside my window. Oh goodness. Oh, there's 2 of them. I hope they're okay. Video and oh my gosh. What the heck? Where you most or legal. Whether you're most or least likely. Whether you're most or least likely. Freaking losing my voice.